Okay, for number 2, we want to find the algebraic expression for the volume of the rectangular prism with dimensions 6xyz, 2x squared y cubed z, and xz. So draw yourself whatever. You could draw yourself a little prism. And I don't think it really matters where you put each side length, just that they're all there. Okay, so I don't know, let's call this 6xyz, and we could have 2x squared y cubed z and xz. Okay, volume we know to be, because we did a question yesterday about volume, that part we didn't get wrong, is length times width times height. And so plug in your information. Remember, this is what I was trying to model for you during our lesson, was saying, like, give me an algebraic expression first, and then part B tells you values for each variable to plug in, and then you can give me a number for the volume. Okay, so 6xyz multiplied against 2x squared y cubed z multiplied against xz. Okay, and now you could say, okay, well, I'm going to get 6 times 2 times 1, x 1 plus 2 plus 1, y 1 plus 3, and z 1 plus, plus 1 plus 1. Did we agree with what I got there? Okay, so once you've got that, then you could say, all right, 6 times 2 times 1 is 12. X to the 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. Y 4. Z cubed. I would say that's the final algebraic expression that represents the volume of that prism. Okay, and then from there, this is where things got interesting. I could have been nice, but I thought, nah. We're going to plug in some ugly values in for x, y, and z. Well, x is nice. Y and z are not. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take our algebraic expression. We're going to replace or substitute the fact that x is 1. Y is going to be 2/5 to the exponent. I'll move that down so I can write the exponents nicely. That's too far. 2/5 to the power of 4, and z will be 1/2 to the power of 3. Everybody happy? All I did is substitute those values, and now you got to remember, here's a little trick here, this is why I did this. You got to remember that exponent has to go on to the top and the bottom of the fraction, so the numerator denominator. Guess you get maybe one more line of simplification here, right? So we're going to get 12. Well, 1 to the power of 4 is 1, so that's, we don't need to worry about that. We're going to multiply that by 2 to the power of 4, 5 to the power of 4, 1 to the power of 3, 2 to the power of 3. $125 times 4, what's that? Or times itself, sorry. Times 5. So 12 times, and we're going to have some multiplication going on with fractions here. Remember, 12 can be written over 1. All right. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. That replaces this. 5 to the power of 4. Does anybody know what 5 to the power of 4 is? Be 125 times 5. 625? Okay. So 16 over 625 multiplied against 1, because 1 cubed is 1, over 2 cubed will be 8. And if I was trying to do this without a calculator, like maybe you should try wherever you can, erring on the side of caution because you don't want to make a silly mistake. But something like Something like 16 divided by 8, that's an easy one. Would everybody agree? 16 divided by 8 is just 2. So those are going to cancel each other, and you're going to left with like 12 over 1 times 2 over 625. Or you could just multiply this all out, which will turn into 24 over 625. And I don't know if that's reducible or what. Is that reducible? I don't think so. Okay, now there's one little, and this is again why we do formatives, is so that I can remember to do stuff for the summative, but also for you to take a look at what kind of questions that I'm going to ask, right? There's one thing that I forgot to put in this question. What is it? Kenneth? What units would you like to use? How about reams of paper? Reams cubed. No, we'll use like meters cubed or something. Where would I put that? I would have said each measured in meters cubed. Okay, so that I just forgot to add that, so I'll add it on the test. Okay, so then your final answer should be something in like meters cubed. Okay, it's genuinely important to include the units, like in grade 10. Nada's not happy with me on one test because I took a mark off for her writing meters instead of meters squared. I took off half a mark. There's a difference there. Right? You all know that. I know you all know that because you wouldn't let me get away with my answer yesterday. It's definitely a difference, okay? So anyway, that's that, okay?